Superintendent Margaret Ekpe is a graduate of education from the University of Lagos. She joined the police in 1999 and was an active athlete for about 3 years, so much so that she contested for Nigeria at the All-African Games. She is a shot putter. She is herself a mother of 2, and she's an incredible human being. I will tell you why so later. Good morning once again.
Good morning.
All right. This is a little story. I think she came into a bit of reckoning when one day, sometime just before the former First Lady died on Oshodi, she actually she reversed her entourage and said that she wanted to shake the hand of the policewoman who was on duty, keeping the traffic moving. Oshodi became sane because Superintendent Ekpe was in charge there, doing her duty as she's always done it, consensuously. So much so that the lady came back, that's the former First Lady, Mrs. Stella Obasanjo, came down, gave her a handshake and a little more, and some dollars. Good morning. Let me ask you, I mean, what Oshodi, even me, when I think of Oshodi, I have fear in my heart. And then they posted you there, you know. What was that? I mean, when you got that kind of posting, were you not afraid? Didn't you just want to stay in one corner and let them carry their wahala and go?
Well, that's what any other person would have loved to do. But I saw it as a challenge because at that Oshodi, it was a terrible place filled up with criminals. The area boys were there, the commercial drivers were there, the market women were there, right there on the road. And we had all kinds of pickpockets there. People snatching handsets, cutting off earrings from women's ears. And that was the place I was posted to. And the robbers too were also dealing with people there. But when I got there, I witnessed a scene where a robber shot a man in his jeep. And later on the man died. Then I made up my mind right from that day that I was going to do all I can to make sure that the traffic moves. Because I believe that when the traffic is moving, it will be difficult for criminals to succeed in their criminal activities. And so that was what gave me the urge and the desire to make sure that lives were saved there. Right. And I thank God that for the past 4 years that I was there, there was no robbery, no criminal attacked people there. It was a very beautiful time walking there, though very tedious.
Right, and that's on Oshodi. I myself, somebody had tried to snatch my necklace through the car at Oshodi, so I know what that place is like. But you know, like everything else in Nigeria, when you looked at the problems, you know, that you would have to confront, how did you identify that the first thing you needed to do is just keep the traffic moving? If it's moving, it's harder to commit crime then.
Yeah, I first of all, I really needed men that were committed. And I believe in leadership by example. I don't believe in sitting in the office and then sending the men out. No, you have to be there with them so that you'll be able to, when they see you do it, they themselves will say, if Madam can do this, then what are we waiting for? Let us join her. So that was what I believed in. I believed in being there. No matter the sun, the rain, I was always there on the ground with the men. And I made them to be very hardworking, and they could stand for hours without getting tired because I was not ready to sit down. So if I catch you sitting down, you are in trouble. Right. So you have to stand. We have to work together. And we did it until initially it was very tiring and people, they didn't really like it. But later on, you know, they came to really appreciate it. And I made sure the men did not collect any money on the road. I didn't make sure the drivers did not give them. Because most of the time it's the drivers that tempts them. Because he wants to park and load. And once you give the driver the chance to park and load, to stop and park and load, then vehicles that are flowing in will all be jam-packed there. So all you have to do is keep moving. Just keep moving. So the drivers, they really got it hard with me because I didn't spare.
I'm sure they did. They used to call you Madam, Iron Madam, or something
they
like
gave
that.
me all kinds of names there. You know, some of them they gave me different kinds of names. But I thank God that the Commissioner of Police was happy with my work, and he gave me time to really work there and put that place in shape before I was now transferred to some other place.
Right, and that's talking about where you were transferred to. I think it was you were transferred to I always call it, you know, the children's hell. That's what I used to call it. Was what happened, you were transferred to the Alakpere, the Alakara Juvenile Welfare Center. I'd been there many times before. In fact, the days when I used to volunteer regularly with Strong Tower Mission, we used to go there. And the last time I went there, I was just overwhelmed by what needed to be done, and I didn't know where I was going to start from. In the first instance, the children were in a cage. And, I'm talking about ages like Henry's age and younger, and then older. They pack all of them in this cage. The children will be crying. I remember children who had mucus running down their noses. They had peed. They had poo-pooed. They had done everything. And I was looking and saying to myself, my God, where does one start from? They posted you to that kind of place. I mean, I like to think I'm a pioneering spirit. I like to do things. I ran away. Why didn't you run away?
Well, I couldn't run away because as a general duty policewoman, you are supposed to work anywhere. And so I felt it was now my turn to work there. And I believe that I was taken there because God had a reason for taking me there, maybe to help to put certain things in order there. So that is why I didn't run away.
The work to put things in order. Because I had, in fact, the person who told me about you was your CP, the Commissioner of Police. I think they know I would like someone like you. That, there's a woman that we don't know how that woman, I don't know what kind of woman she is. Because I hear you were actually using your salary. You were going to markets to beg for food for the children. Yeah. Tell me about all of that.
Well, I got there and I took over duty from a police constable. And I met 9 children in the cell. And I discovered they were eating once in a day.
Once a day?
Yeah.
Children?
Yeah. I had to try to do something immediately because I saw them as the future leaders of this country. I saw these children as if they were mine. And I felt if a little effort could be added, things would be better for them. These are children that are lost and found. Some of them have been abandoned by their parents. Some of them don't have any hope of tomorrow. And they were right there, And I decided that I have to go out. First of all, we had to do a lot of cleaning up because we killed a snake there. We killed some rabbits, not to talk of rats. Rats were so many there. The whole place was nothing to write home about with the old colonial building that was there. It was then I discovered the place was established since 1958. So the Juvenile Welfare Center by